What if you could take the best room, the best pool, the best beach, and the best food from every Punta Cana resort and combine them into one? That's exactly what I'm doing today. You know that feeling when you walk into a resort lobby for the first time and your jaw just drops? That's the baseline for my perfect resort. We're not settling for anything less. First, I'm claiming the Lopesan Costa Bávaro lobby and I'm not giving it back. Massive and cozy at the same time. Every corner masterfully decorated. The art genuinely stunning. It's the kind of lobby that makes you stop mid-roll with your suitcase just to look around. To that, I'm adding the high wood and palm leaf roof from Secrets Cap Cana for that open-air feeling that makes you realize you're not in an office building, you're in the Caribbean. Also from Secrets, that cold face towel waiting for you on arrival. Oh, and the view of the beach straight from the lobby? Yes please. From Sanctuary Cap Cana, I'm taking their welcome mocktail, Limonada Coco. I have been trying to recreate that drink ever since with zero success, so at this point, the only logical solution is just to build it into my perfect resort. And finally, I'm stealing the entire check-in experience from Hyatt Ziva and Zilara. No waiting in line at a reception desk. Instead, a team member comes to you while you're already seated comfortably and handles everything right there. It's a small change that completely transforms how arrival feels. First impression locked in. Now let's go find the room. My perfect resort room starts with a floor plan from our room at the Hard Rock Punta Cana. 2 levels, the bedroom area up top overlooking the sitting area and the terrace below. Yes, you lose the TV in front of the bed, but you gain a Caribbean view, so I think we'll manage. The split level layout also makes the sitting area feel like its own proper space, which matters a lot more on a longer stay than people realize. Now, into that floor plan, I'm dropping the design elements from our room at Lopesan Costa Bávaro. The wooden headboard, the wall art, the warm color palette, and the kind of lighting that makes everything look like a luxury catalog shoot. For the actual materials and build quality, I'm rating the W Punta Cana. The wood touches, the marble on the walls and tables. It's the kind of room where you feel like you probably can't afford to break anything. We'll also be keeping the W's unobstructed beach view, which we especially appreciated in the early morning with a coffee in hand. Zero notes on that. The bathroom, also from the W. Gorgeous lighting, double vanities, double backlit mirrors, premium toiletries, and a bathtub stocked with bath salts. Full spa energy. But the shower comes from Secrets Cap Cana. Huge, all marble, double shower heads, and a sliding door that opens directly into the room so you can enjoy the view while you're in there. No more feeling like you're missing out on the sunset because you had to go wash your hair. The minibar I'm taking straight from the Paradisus Grand Cana All Suites, no question. This thing was on another level. Heineken, Perrier sparkling water, and an actual selection of chips and chocolates for when the late night cravings hit. A minibar that takes snacking seriously, that's the one. Out on the terrace, I'm stealing the balcony hot tub from the Hard Rock, but setting it up exactly like the Live Aqua terrace. More privacy, the view still intact, and those waterproof cushions right next to the top that make the whole space feel usable rather than just pretty. And to finish it off, I'm borrowing the swim-up pool from the castle section at Sanctuary Cap Cana, complete with its chaise lounges. At this point, the only drawback is that you wouldn't want to leave the room and would miss out on everything else this perfect resort has to offer. But as good as this room is, it's only one piece of the puzzle. Step outside and the real build begins. The layout comes straight from the Secrets Tides playbook, rectangular and perpendicular to the coastline, running from the lobby all the way down to the beach, with room buildings flanking the main amenities on both sides. It sounds simple, but this layout is a game changer. It doesn't matter which room you're in, you're always close to something. Now, I like medium to large resorts, which means effective transportation within the grounds is non-negotiable. For that, I'm borrowing Barceló Bávaro Palace's electric train system, long, smooth, running on a predictable schedule with one never more than 5 minutes away. And before anyone asks, yes, there will be enough trains running that you'll actually fit on the one you're waiting for. No sardine situations, no line cutters. We're running a civilized operation here. For guests who want more control over their schedule, I'm also taking a page out of Hard Rock's book and offering golf carts available to rent during your stay. Your resort, your timeline. And whether you're on the train or behind the wheel of your golf cart, what you're looking at matters just as much as how you get around. So, I'm claiming Lopezan's Spanish colonial architecture, that beautiful blend of neoclassical, colonial, and contemporary that somehow feels both grand and welcoming. For the greenery, I'm mixing Lopezan's lush vegetation with the tropical garden atmosphere of the Grand Bávaro Princess. Wherever you look, there will be gardens full of life, including some free-roaming peacocks that you are absolutely allowed to feed. This is my resort and the peacocks stay. And with the grounds looking this good, the only thing left to figure out is where to spend your first full day. The pool, obviously. Let's get into it. My perfect resort will have Hard Rock's pool variety as its foundation. No matter where you are on the property, a pool is never far away. But I'm not stopping at one blueprint. I'm rating 11 resorts to build the most ridiculous pool roster ever assembled. Every great resort needs a party pool, and for that role, I'm calling on the party pool at breathless Punta Cana. If you're going to have a party pool, you might as well go all in. That's just common sense. For the main pool, I'm taking Lopezan's. Humongous, beautiful, with smooth corallina stone all around and that slight green tint to the water that makes it look almost too good to be real. Beachfront, I'm placing the W Punta Cana's infinity pool. The view alone justifies its existence. Dreams Flora Emerald Pool is also on the list. Yes, the falling flowers and leaves will make the cleaning crew work a little harder. I'll give them a raise. It's too beautiful to leave out. Here's one I didn't see coming. Wala Bávaro, the hotel sitting at the bottom of our rankings, has a rooftop pool overlooking the beach that it would be negligent not to include. Credit where credit is due. For families, I'm bringing in the kiddie pool from Barceló Bávaro Palace, which looks like the kind of setup that makes kids completely forget their parents exist for a few hours. Next, Hyatt Zilara's Infinity Pool, with its gradient floor tiles that mimic the changing colors of the ocean. One of my favorite pool designs we've come across, full stop. The adults-only pool comes from Paradisus Palma Real. One rule, no kids, no exceptions. For the Instagram crowd, I'm including the glass wall pool from the Royal Chic. I apologize in advance to every partner who will spend an unreasonable amount of time here capturing the perfect shot. And since budget is absolutely not a concern here, the castle pool from Sanctuary Cap Cana is coming with us, color lights and all. Nighttime swimming in that pool is something else. Finally, I'm topping the whole setup with the shaded seating capacity of the Rio República. Lounge chairs always available. No share hogs, no towel wars at 7 a.m. Just show up and sit down like a normal person. Now, as good as all of that sounds, no pool ever fully competes with what's waiting just beyond it. Let's talk about the beach. My perfect resort will have 2 beachfronts. I don't know exactly how we're making that happen, but that's an engineering problem, not mine. On one side, Macau Beach, one of our absolute favorite beaches in the Dominican Republic, and honestly, one of the most underrated stretches of coastline in the country. Seaweed-free most of the year, a breathtaking color, and a horizon that makes you want to just stare at it doing absolutely nothing productive. The sand at Macau runs a little more brownish than the pearly white you find elsewhere in Punta Cana, which gives it a more raw, virgin beach feel. The water is deeper and a bit rougher too, which makes it exciting in a way that a calm pool simply cannot replicate. But not everyone wants exciting. Some people want to float peacefully with a drink in hand and a book they've been meaning to finish since last summer. For them, and honestly for me too on the right day, we have the second beachfront, Rio Republica's stretch of Arena Gorda. Waist deep, calm, turquoise water, pearly white sand, the Punta Cana postcard made real. For the seating setup across both beaches, I'm taking the W's Beach Cabanas for when you want shade and a little privacy, and Secrets Cap Cana's palapas, hammocks, and swings in the water for when you want to feel like you're living inside a travel magazine photo shoot. 2 beaches, every mood covered. The only thing that could possibly pull you away from all this is a really good meal. So let's talk food. Food makes or breaks a resort experience, and I've given this category more thought than I'd like to admit. The foundation is simple, quality first, and for that, I'm reverse engineering whatever the W Punta Cana is doing, because they have the best food of any resort we've stayed at, and it's not particularly close. 2 of their restaurants are coming with me, no negotiation. First, Cena, with its reinvented traditional Dominican and Caribbean cuisine. And yes, the 24-hour smoked short rib with crispy couscous, yuca puree, and fermented carrots is staying on the menu. That dish alone could carry a restaurant. Second, Taman, the W's Peruvian street food concept at night. Chef Jorge Bernoulli and his 6 eye-catching dishes can name his price. We'll figure out the budget later. But variety matters too, which is why I'm borrowing Hard Rock's open all-day specialty restaurant model, especially their trattoria, where I had one of the best pizzas I've eaten anywhere, not just at a resort, anywhere. For breakfast, I'm taking Live Aqua's buffet and adding the pancake station from Dreams Cap Cana, because a breakfast buffet without a proper pancake station is just a buffet with missed potential. Lunch goes to Hyatt Zilara, full stop. Crazy variety, consistently tasty, and a buffet that actually makes you excited about lunch. I'm also copying Rio Republica's strategy of running 2 buffet restaurants simultaneously to keep the crowds from piling up. Genius move that more resorts should be doing. For between meal snacking, I'm taking Zilara's Presto snack bar with its burgers and pizzas, and pairing it with Rio Resort's jerk chicken. Dinner specialty restaurants in my resort will not require reservations and will be large enough to keep waiting times to a minimum. I'll also have 1 or 2 buffet-style specialty dinner options for guests who want a quality meal without committing to a full sit-down experience. Not every night calls for a 3-course dinner, and we respect that here. The Indian restaurant is non-negotiable. For the kitchen, I'm hiring the chef from Zilara's Journey restaurant, with the chef from Grand Bávaro Princess Samsara's as sous chef. That combination should be illegal in the best possible way. And then there's the coffee shop, which might be our favorite spot in any resort. Give me a cozy corner, a good cup, and nowhere to be. The sophistication of Lopez Sands coffee shop set the standard. But I'm adding the cookies from Bahia Principe Escape Ambar, the fruit tart from Rio Palace Punta Cana, and the lemon pie from Secret Tides to the pastry case. Now, a great meal is only as good as what you're washing it down with. Let's talk drinks. I'll be upfront. We're not big drinkers, so I'm not going to stand here and pretend I can lecture anyone on cocktail craftsmanship. What I do know is that quality ingredients and premium alcohol should give any good bartender everything they need to do their job well. That's the baseline, and we're sticking to it. What I am particular about is the bars themselves, because a great bar is as much about the atmosphere as what's in the glass. First, the Cubano bar at Rio Palace Macau, stunningly beautiful, one of the prettiest hotel bars we've come across anywhere. It's coming with us, and we're not discussing it. Next, Lopez Sands English Pub. Sophisticated, beautifully decorated, and the kind of place that feels completely out of place at a Caribbean resort in the best possible way. A little bit of London in the middle of Punta Cana? Yes, please. The lobby bars from both Hyatt Ziva and Zilara are also on the list. great spaces that strike the right balance between lively and relaxed depending on the time of day. I'm unashamedly copying Hard Rock's pool bar setup. Every single pool has one, and I am taking that concept with me 100%. And finally, the hidden speakeasy bar from the W, because every great resort should have at least one spot that makes you feel like you stumbled onto a secret. Half the fun is finding it. Great drinks in a great setting. Now let's talk about everything else this resort has to offer beyond the food and the bars. Amenities are up next. I'm building a Frankenstein resort, and nowhere is that more true than in this category. I am pillaging and plundering from everyone, and I have zero regrets. We're starting with the pirate ship wave pool at Barceló Bávaro Palace. Yes, it looks like it's built for kids. It is also an absolute blast for adults. Do not let your pride get in the way of a good time. For the water park, I'm pulling from 5 properties. Hard Rock and Dreams Onyx for the big thrills. The flush slide from the Rio complex because that thing is ridiculous in the best way. And then the water parks at Meliá Caribe Beach and Lopezán for a milder but genuinely fun experience full of waterfalls and passageways that had us acting like we were 12 years old again. We love a lazy river, and the best one we floated down belongs to Hyatt Ziva and Zilara. That's the one. Although Dreams Onyx, consider this a warning, you're on our radar. Now, Ocean El Faro is a resort we didn't love overall, but credit where credit is due. Their free bowling lanes and pristine tennis courts are 2 of the best we've seen, and they are absolutely coming with us. From Barceló Bávaro Palace, I'm also taking the baseball field, the escape rooms, and the golf and mini-golf courses. From Breathless, the beach volleyball and paddle courts. From Grand Bávaro Princess, the archery range and the sports bar. And from Hard Rock, the basketball court, the arcade, and the Flow Rider surfing pool. At this point, my resort has more activities than hours in the day, which is exactly how it should be. But none of it means anything if the people running it don't make you feel welcome. Let's talk service. In all our time visiting Punta Cana resorts, we can count the truly bad or rude service experiences on one hand. The baseline across the board is solid, but one brand consistently rises above the rest, and that's Hyatt. Walk into any Hyatt property and you get staff that are warm, friendly, and extremely professional all at once. That combination is harder to pull off than it sounds. Whoever designs their training program, I'm poaching them. Relocation package included. Now let's talk entertainment. From the poolside activities keeping the energy up during the day, all the way to the shows that close out the night. Most resorts have at least a few energetic staff members who make the days fun. But when it comes to a full daytime entertainment team, nobody does it better across the board than Rio. There is always something going on. Volleyball, mini-golf, cornhole, bingo, water aerobics, dance classes. The team invites you to join and meet new people, but knows when to leave you alone too. That balance is rarer than you'd think, and it's the difference between a great entertainment team and an annoying one. And when the sun goes down, Rio has another card up their sleeve, the Rio parties. Animated, well organized, and most importantly, actually fun. If parties are your scene, nothing else in Punta Cana comes close. Consider Rio's entire entertainment operation hostile boarded. For the night shows, I'm taking Lopezán's huge theater and their performers who consistently put on a show worth watching. A good night without leaving the resort. For live music, I'm copying Hard Rock's setup, along with their family-friendly dance parties that somehow manage to please everyone at the same time. The days are covered, the evenings are covered, but the night is still young. Let's talk nightlife. Full transparency. We are the couple you see heading to bed right after the night show ends. Nightlife is not exactly our department, but I know it matters to a lot of you, so I took this category seriously. 2 resorts have basically cracked the same code here, Hard Rock and Lopezán. At night, both essentially shut down the rest of the resort and funnel everyone into one central area. It sounds simple, but the result is a naturally great atmosphere because everybody ends up in the same place at the same time. At Lo Pesan, that place is the Boulevard. Live music, a buzzing sports bar, the English pub we already talked about, and a disco all within the same stretch. The energy builds on itself. At Hard Rock, it's the main building that becomes the heartbeat of the resort after dark. Silent discos, karaoke, and enough variety to keep night owls busy well past the point where we've already called it a night. For proper nightclub parties, I'm stealing Royalton Chic's white parties, which are exactly as fun as they sound. And their daytime pool foam parties are making the roster too, because why should Nightlife have all the fun? Now that you know what the perfect resort looks like, find out which real ones come closest. Our true top 12 Punta Cana resorts is the next video you need to watch.